What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Nerdy Volume Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Leo.
And I'm Iz, baby. What's up?
How's it going, everybody? And
Welcome.
Today we are going to be talking about New World, the video game.
Based off of the PC, right? Do they have console?
I don't think so. I think it's only a PC game.
Okay, it's a PC. It's on Steam.
It is on Steam.
Steam or Steam. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's definitely Steam. Yeah.
I was just wondering, can you buy it off of Amazon? Because it is an Amazon game.
Oh yeah, Amazon made game. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I was wondering, they have it themselves. I'm guessing they probably do.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely do, and I think it's just the game that this kind of attaches itself to your desktop, whereas Steam kind of acts like a third party. I want to say.
Yeah, it's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, New World. We're just gonna kind of just talk about it a little bit, and explain a little bit of the gameplay and the world.
And
of New
talk
World.
about how it's been after what, like a year, a little bit more than a year.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I say, has it been a year, or has it been like half a year?
Bro, if it's only been half a year, there's
Because I didn't play New World in 2020.
New World. Let's see, New World.
I got it in 2021 in October.
Game release. Release date. Here we go. And it was released. Oh my goodness, September 28th, 2021. So almost a year.
So I got it a month after it came out. I really did like it. Oh yeah, my buddy Matt was the one that wanted me to get it. He's in Canada right now. Matt Tuck, what's up? But anyway, he's like, hey, you guys should get New World. It's awesome. It's pretty grindy. And I'm like, all right, yeah, sure.
Is that Wanda?
Huh?
Wanda's Matt, right? The guy we play with all the time?
No, that's Chavez.
Oh, that's Chavez.
Yeah. No, actually, by the time you played the game, Matt stopped playing the game.
That's funny.
Yeah. And yeah.
Because I came into the game.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Wanda Maximo is the leader. Yeah, he's been just working, and so he hasn't been able to play at night. He only plays in the morning. And I'm just like, oh geez, your schedule sucks. But it's okay. We definitely do miss playing with you, dog.
For real.
Yeah, so and right now I'm pretty strong, but I forgot what his expertise is. I believe my expertise is at like 534.
Your total?
My expertise is 534.
Oh my goodness. Mine is only like a 504, 506.
Yeah, man.
I'm a baby.
My spear is at 608.
She's higher than I am.
Well, yeah, I see her soloing on all the time.
Yeah, the freaking punk's always freaking playing without me. And then when I want to play, she's like, I want to play some Halo. And I'm like, really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, no, Halo? I'm like, I see you guys always playing Halo, so that's why I'm like, are you guys ever gonna play New World? And then when I do play New World, you guys just got off. Like I see, like, oh, they're on, and I call my brother. I'm like, hey, let's jump on really quick. By the way, my friend's brother-in-law from my buddy Ryan from the band, his brother-in-law also plays. Oh, that's the sound of New World, y'all.
I was like, that sounded familiar.
Yeah. He's also on this game, but I believe he's on a different server. He says that he's on the Chinese server, and I'm just like, how do you get around, dog? All right, we got some new PvP reward track added. What's weird about PvP is that I never see anybody fighting. You know what I mean? Like I would be
usually, and you know what? Usually when there is fighting, it's organized fighting.
Yeah,
because they always I remember seeing everybody always camping out right in front of oh my gosh, what's that one town in the center of the map?
Everfall?
Is it Everfall?
Or Windsward?
Okay. They're always camped out right in front of Windsward, and they're always fighting each other. And then they just go to their camps, heal up, get their food ready, and they would fight again. That's how they were doing. Yeah, I was like, oh, is that how you guys just do PvP? You just like meet up and, and start fighting each other? It's like you just go there and fight. By the way, let's just in case people don't know, because I don't know if we mentioned this. New World is a MMORPG game, right? So it's kind of an open map. You can travel all over the place. It's like RPG. So if you've ever played a game like WoW, World of Warcraft, it's kind of like that. Or if you've played Guild Wars, it's also kind of like that. I've played both of those. If you ever played Neverwinter, it's kind of like that as well. I've played a lot of RPG games, but positive, it is free. If I remember well, WoW you have to pay a subscription to play.
I never played WoW.
I did. That was probably the first real like RPG MMO RPG kind of game I played, which was fun. But yeah, that's what it is. So it's pretty much you build a character, and then in most traditional you pick what kind of character you're going to be. Like if you're going to be a fighter or a defender or a healer or like a range person, like there's a whole bunch of different things you can be, and you choose to be the thing, and then you stack up all your stuff, your armor and your stats to match that as best as possible and whatever. The cool thing about New World that I really liked was that you could be anything at any time, right? You weren't held to just being like the tank of the group. Right. Today you could be the tank, and tomorrow you could be the DPS of the group,
right,
and then
right.
the next day you could be the healer if you wanted to, because you can change your stats at any time. It costs you a little bit of gold, money, game gold, not real gold, real money. I mean, right. So I thought that was really cool. Right. So I thought that was really smart of them, that it allowed you to be versatile in anything you wanted to be at any time. If you got bored of playing the DPS, it's like, you know what? I really want to practice and try to be a healer now. You could. While other games, if you're the DPS and you wanted to be a healer, guess what? You have to create a whole new character and become a healer.
Yeah.
That sucked.
That doesn't make the game very versatile.
Yeah.
For you. I mean, granted, most people always want to just kind of like make their best guild or their best build the very first one. You know what I mean? And a lot of people just have to figure out that when you have multiple builds like this, it also takes a long time to build one. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for me, I played a lot of spear and bow. Right, that's my main character. And
in
New World. Yeah, right now, spear and bow. I am a bowman. Okay, that's just, I love the bow in any game. I even liked it in Call of Duty. There was a crossbow, and the ballistic knife.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of similar, and it's like projectile. That's other than a gun. I was really good with. It didn't matter what game it was. The bow. You're an archer. I'm an archer at heart. It's because I'm a Sagittarius, right? Right? That's what people like, the ladies. But anyway, the bow is where it's at, so for me, trying to build that, was a very big thing for me in the beginning of the game. Later on, I find out that there's specific builds for specific terms, like DPS, healer, tank. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for a tank, I'm like, okay, you definitely need a shield and then a big old sword, Mm-hmm. Then I'll just like DPS. DPS is like hammer or a great axe, right? And at the beginning, I'm just like, great axe and a hammer, doesn't that make you slow? But DPS is just things that gives damage, right?
It's damage per second.
Right. And you used the hammer. And man, you would just lay him out. You know what I'm saying? I'll just see it.
Well, and the great thing is, like, so you have two different types of DPS in the game. You have controlled DPS, right? Which, for people who don't know, control means that you are controlling a bigger part of the fight, right? You're not just attacking a single person. You're attacking massive groups of people all at the same time. That's what control does. And then you have your more classic DPS, right, which is a single like man-to-man combat, right? So you have the Reaper and you have the Spear, which are more single DPS, right? They only attack really one person at a time. And then you have the Hammer and the Axe, which are controlled DPS, which do massive damage on a bigger AOE, right, area of effect. So that was pretty cool that you had two different types of DPS going on, and you could play either one at any time.
Yeah. I realized that I'm very good with switching between. However, sometimes it gets to my head, and I'm not actually switching my weapons out. Instead of me going from my spear to my bow, I go to the spear to stay on the spear, and I start like just button mashing my
like, why is it not shooting
it's not
anything?
shooting. And then I look at it, and then I look at the aim. You look at the aim. I was like, oh, it didn't switch. Then I switch.
Yeah.
But I do realize that with the bow, I can attack multiple people from a distance. So like normally, like when I go to a certain part in the map, like in Ebonscale, in Sky Song, there's an area where there's 3 people around you, and if I'm in the middle, they don't really get aggroed by me.
Yeah.
They don't get aggressive. So I just shoot each one, the furthest one first, and I hit them with the arrow, and I hit the next one furthest, and then the closest one at the end. Then all 3 of them come to me, but they already got hurt, right?
Yeah.
That's when the spear comes out, and I'm like, yeah, and I skewer them all at the same time, because when I do like my long attack, it hits all 3 of them.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? And so most of the time, by the time they get to me, 2 of them is already down before any of them could hit me. So that's where I figured out. I was like, okay, I'm pretty good at this. I was like, I could do this. And then I started using more of my combos. And man, when I do that combo, when I bring everyone in, and then I attack all of them with my spear, and if there's one more left and he's about to hit me, I roll backwards, and then I go back to my bow, and then there's a part where I like jump back, and then I shoot, and then he kills him. I do that a lot. That's normally my ending of the combo kind of deal.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to talk about with New World. So everybody knows that individually you have your combos, you just do kick, punch, and then you do something cool. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For this one, you have to actually time everything correctly, and you also have to understand where your enemy's going to be. If you don't know where it's going to make it a little bit harder. So with New World, as long as you know how you're going to move, I think that is where the combo section actually blossoms the most. I really love the way that I can use my bow to reel in the enemies, my spear to hit all or multiple enemies at the same time, and if I have one more, I can literally roll out escape and then like use a bow special to just knock them out. And that's the end of the combo. That is beautiful. It is lovely. It is a lovely thing.
It's a feeling of satisfaction when you get it done right.
Yes. However, when you have a team, it looks ridiculously strong. So my brother plays a tank. Me and Leo here, we are DPS.
Yeah. I've always played DPS kind of characters.
Yeah, same here. I'm a Vanguard. I'm the guy that's, in it. I'm in it to win it. Okay. I'm too legit to quit. Okay.
Too legit.
And and so we were going up against this
My
boss.
wife plays the healer.
Oh yes. And then our buddy Wanda Maximo, he is also a healer. And then our other buddy Jay, he is a mage.
Yeah.
And he's a DPS mage.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Controlled DPS.
Yeah.
That was him. Like, he drops a meteor storm, everybody getting hit for at least 4,000. It was nuts. And it was just really cool to see everything like that, just kind of like, as we build. But we found this boss. It was back when we was like level 45 to 50. It was right there where max is 60. But we went up against this guy, and let me tell you, it was the worst loss. Every time we lost, we never understood why we were losing. And then later on, people started saying, oh, you need a tank, you need a tank, you need a tank. And so my brother took the mantle. He was like, I'll be the tank. He's like, I don't even know how to do it. And then we got the tank, and man, it literally became the easiest thing ever, because it left me and Leo to literally just mollywop the boss, and Jay could literally just spam his spells as much as he could.
Oh, it was night and day in difference.
Oh yeah, completely.
The moment he became tank, he just kept aggroing the boss, and we were just like, okay, yeah, keep ignoring us. We okay with that?
Right. And mind you guys, we're not getting sponsored for this. This is all our own opinion of New World.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And PC games in general is great. Like, we also play other ones like, Phasmophobia. That's Leo's favorite.
You want to see me scream, cry, pee my pants? That's the game to watch me play.
Yep, he streams it. No, and we play Raft, all these other games too. So I mean, obviously, you guys knew that if you guys have been following us even before we became the Nerdy Volume podcast, where we was the R&I podcast, and we talked about the Raft and Phasmophobia. But New World is definitely one of those games that we didn't bring up because we were probably in the middle of playing it still.
Yeah.
Now, all of us are level 60s. We're maxed out, and now we're just trying to get our expertise up to 625. That is the goal.
Yeah.
But there seems to be some
Is that the
issues.
max? 625?
625 is the highest expertise you can get.
Whoa.
Yeah. So right now I'm working on my body expertise. Actually, today I should be finished with my bow expertise.
Oh, nice.
I'm at 598. Yeah, and so whatever bow I get is going to be stronger. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be 600. And then after that, just going to work on my body because there's like, 6 parts because of the shield too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, back to the things of the comboing. The combos in the game it's great. It varies a lot too, depending on who's on your team. The more DPS you have, obviously, the more attack power you have. However, if the enemy has very strong defenses and strong attacks, you're definitely going to want to like kind of a more balanced one where you have a tank like we brought up earlier. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck. Like I'm currently stuck at Lazarus, but that was like, I don't know, 20 expertise ago. Now I think I could probably do a lot more damage.
Heck
However,
yeah,
I still
598
Yeah.
bow. What's
608
your
spear.
608 spear?
Oh.
Oh, excuse the ringtone. People. Is a busy man. He's got a
phone
lot
call.
of people.
Sorry.
He's got a lot of people trying to
He's
get
just
in
like-
contact.
He's
So
like,
if you're
"Yo,
trying
I'm
to
trying to
reach
play
him, it's
New World."
702-555-3857.
Don't call that number. Don't call it, please. Yeah, and so the combos is great. There's another part of the game that people it's more of an acquired taste, I'd say, is the grinding, right?
Yeah, it's super grindy. It is.
Mm-hmm.
If you like grindy games, and there are people who, I mean, if you're an RPG person, you like grindy games because they're all the same in that aspect. But this game is super grind. There's a lot of stuff you can grind for because you can be. Another thing that this game has or gives you the ability to that other RPG games don't is that you can choose to be everything if you want to. You could be a weaponsmith if you want to be a weaponsmith. You can be an armor smith. You can be an arcanist. I don't know if that's the right word. Arcanist?
Arcanist?
Probably arcanist, right? You could be a tailor. You could be a leather worker. You can do all of that stuff. Jewelry crafter, right?
Oh yeah.
Right? Is that
Yeah.
how you say it? Jewelry crafter?
Yeah,
'Cause you
because
craft-
jeweler is the one that sells it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can do all of those, or you can choose not to do certain ones, right? I don't make you can make furniture too.
In the game,
I
yeah.
choose not to make furniture, and I choose not to do jewelry. Those are the only two things I have not leveled up. They are at 0 still, but my armor smith, my weaponsmith, my leather working, all of it is, they're being worked on, and it's super grindy. You gotta be like, if you like grindy games, you'll like this game. This game is fun in
Yeah.
that aspect.
You can get gypsums, when you max out, and then there's like these 3 little pillars on the end of your, on your building of that trade. Whenever you get to that point out of the 3 points, you get a gypsum for it, and the gypsum obviously helps out with your expertise.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how come I
Probably
still.
because I haven't maxed out any on those, but.
That's how come I still skin the prey that I get.
Oh, you're talking about the around the number.
Yeah, there's like three little notches.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what that is. Okay,
Every time
okay.
you get one, you get a box, and it gives you rewards.
Oh, nice! I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
that. So that's pretty dope. Yeah, I am maxed out of my what do you call it when you
Skinny?
skinning?
Yeah.
I'm maxed out in skinning.
There's
so
nothing I can't skin.
that's
Except for the skeletons, of course, because they don't have any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever skin they do have is probably not workable anymore.
Yeah.
It's probably.
By the way, right now, I don't know if it's an event, but there's this bomber guy that is he's a level 66, gold plated, and he's just walking around the level. I saw him in Evanscale in Skysong Temple area.
Yeah.
And I almost had him, but he kept running away from me. But I almost had him. Like literally, he was almost gone. I almost got him, and he gives out free stuff too, like get Gibsons and
oh, that's cool.
and expertise.
I did not. I have not seen.
Yeah,
the bomber guy.
He's either there. He's in Evanscale at Sky Song Temple, and I also saw him at Morningdale, by the. You remember the ones with all those tentacles?
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
He's over there.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And
is it a big person or is it?
He's like a tall bomber. You know the bomber guys.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
blow themselves up. Yeah, that guy. He doesn't blow himself up. He just runs away. You're supposed to once you defeat him, you get a gypsum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or a gypsum or like an obsidian or something like that. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, and so back to the grinding. Yeah, you saying that your furniture and your what isn't going up?
The jewelry crafting are the only two things I have not worked on.
Okay, I've worked on almost everything on there, right? And I believe that my arcane level is like at 131 or something like that. And then because I want it to be up there so I can sell infused health potions.
Right.
And as more you grow, it's not that hard to to beef up later on, but the more you grow, the more perks you get, depending on what it is that you're good at.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's trade foods? Foods that gives your trade a boost when you use it?
No.
Yeah. So there's a trade for when you do your leather working, and you get like 1,000 XP.
What?
Yeah.
I need to go get these.
Yeah. There's also the outfits too. The outfits like the Tanner outfits.
Yeah, that I do know. Yeah. I think I have I don't have one for the trades, but I do have one for harvesting. I have a full harvest outfit and gives me like each piece gives me like 2.5% luck on finding rare items when I harvest. So I'm like, oh snap! All right, let me.
Yeah, when you get a bunch of lucky rabbit's feet too, you can you can also add that luck to your outfit. So like I have a level 5, a full suit level 5 harvest outfit.
Dang.
But they're all over the place because I kind of was like, oh, this is tight, but I don't want to accidentally salvage it, so let me throw it in one of these storages.
By the way, I don't know if it's a glitch. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully they chose to do this, but you can grab from anywhere now, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't have to. Like if you go to Monarch and you want to grab something that isn't part of your color, right? Because we're Syndicate, so we're purple, and then you have the
Covenant
that are
they're
Covenants
yellow.
are orange, yellow color, and then the Marauders are green.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's these like storage houses in all the towns, right? And you can store things in there, and you can pick things up from other storages if you left it in some other storage. But it used to be if they were the same color, same territory as the faction that you belong to, right? But now, whether hopefully it's not a glitch, you can grab from any storage, no matter what the color is.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to try that.
And if I remember well, I have not been getting charged every time I pull something off from a different place. Because you know how you get charged whenever you pull from a different storage? You don't get charged anymore.
What? You get charged?
I used to get charged. Like, oh, it costs 0.5 gold to move this item to your bag.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but not anymore.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's tight, though. I'm not going to lie.
I'm happy that they took that restriction off because I was like, such a pain that now I have to go to that town, pick up the crap that I need, then come back to my town. I'm like, and especially if you're going to a town that isn't your color, obviously that's why you're going over there. But you have to use Azoth, by the way. So you can travel to these ruins that are all over the place, all over the map, and you use the currency that's called Azoth, which is some kind of like special liquid that lets you teleport to those ruins. But depending on who owns that territory, which is really awesome, there's a whole economy to the game, right? So if you're part of the faction that owns that territory, everything is cheaper for you, and if you're not, then you pay a certain price. It's really I thought they did a great job with this game, making sure that it I don't know, making it its own ecosystem for sure, like with its economy and its ability to be very, very versatile in what kind of class you want to play. But back to what I was saying, you would have to go over there and it would cost you a crap load of Azos. Like you could only hold 2,000, and sometimes it's like 150 to get to whatever town, and you're like, and then I have to pay another 150 to get back.
Exactly. It's
like, oh, this is horrible.
That's why I was always it was always a thing for me to I'm like, oh yeah, I have to buy a house here.
Yeah,
I gotta buy a house, otherwise, I'm stuck.
Yeah,
and because of that, it's really just based off of like a control, like you said earlier. Like when you don't have control of certain areas, you can't travel there cheaply. What I did notice is after our team decided to, just get buff all of a sudden, and we started taking back our lands, I realized that our payments for having to travel went from like 150, some of them were like 210, to all the way back down to like 10.
Yeah, it was
20.
Yeah, I'm it
was a beautiful
them
thing.
Numbers look good.
It looks so good.
And just so everybody knows, we're flexing a little. Not that we have much to do with it, but Syndicate, which is the purple group faction, in our servers have dominated once again. We were dominating before our server merged with a different server. Then it got a little mixed up, and it was very competitive for a while there. We're like, dang, all right. And then we have come once again to the top, and we own. I think altogether there are 12 territories.
I think so.
I think it's like 12 territories, and we own like 6 of them. No, it's more, because I think the green people only control 2 or 3, and the orange one only controls 1. So,
oh snap!
What?
I'm looking at the map right now on New World, and none of the colors are there.
All the colors are gone.
Yeah, all the colors are gone, but the clan.
Oh, maybe some
the
kind
clan
of
flags are there.
Yeah.
I mean, it did just re-update or update.
Yeah, it did an update.
Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, there's 14.
Oh, 14.
Yeah. So
and we control most of them.
Yeah, we control about, I want to say,
like 60, 70% of them.
70% of it, yeah. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, what was it?
So we control
7 or 8. 7 or 8, yeah.
We control about 50 to 60% of them.
Mm-hmm. Marauders own 3, and Covenant owns 1.
Yeah. Covenant has never been that great in our server. Covenant always had the hardest time controlling territories.
Probably because it didn't have something cool. Oh man, I'm getting lag detected, and I just got booted out of the game.
Wow.
But no, just you're looking into the game. Yeah, there's not a lot of territories aside from the 14 that I explained. But not only that, 3 or 4 of the territories you couldn't really own either.
Did you count those in the 14?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or is it 13 or 14? Oh yeah, no, sorry. Morningdale is not one of the unattainable locations. It's just Eden Grove, Great Cleave, and Shattered Mountain. Those are the 3 areas that you can't really obtain as a group or as your faction, because they decided not to make it that way. But rumors are they're going to be updating it one more time with a more bigger field. And I was asking around, I was like, when we were bringing that subject up, I was like, are there going to be mounts? Will we have, mounts? And some of the guys on the server was just like, nah, man, we're not going to have that. I mean, can you imagine like all the graphics and this and that, whatever? I didn't even think about that because I guess when you on a mount, you are running faster, and you're also your I guess your vision, your rendering vision, plays a big part in that. So maybe they won't do that. Maybe they'll just lessen the amount of Azoth used to teleport, or maybe they'll add more houses. Because right now I have 2 houses, and my rent's roughly around like $90 each house every 7 days. So if I were to think about it, so 97 or times 4, so it's like what, $360 a month for both houses. My rent's high, okay? Taxes. Nah, but so obviously you can also change that. You can also change how much rent you do based off of the town projects.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
town projects. Yeah, the more you do town projects, the more reputation you get, and the more reputation you get, the more of the.
There's different cards that give you like a percentage.
Yeah.
Off or a higher percentage to do things like if you go like harvesting or gathering materials.
Yeah. Yep. Harvesting.
The more reputation you get, you can click to increase how much you can harvest percentage wise
while you're in the area.
Mm-hmm. Right? So it's like 12%, and then it goes up to 15%, and it goes to 17%.
Yep.
So it can increase quite a bit.
And you can stack it with clothes that have the perks.
Yeah.
You can stack it
with. You can get a higher yield every time you go out, and the same thing for property territories or taxes, right?
Yep.
You can go the other way where it's like, it's 5% off your property tax, 15%, and it keeps decreasing. I mean, I don't know how low you can go, but can you imagine if you got all the way to a point where it's like 99% off property taxes? Like, I'm paying like a penny.
Like right now, I believe
0.01 gold
in Everfall, I'm like minus 20%, 27% off.
Nice.
Of my house.
Mine is 125 per week.
Oh,
so
wow.
when you said 90, I was like, "Dang, how are you getting that?" But I don't think I've ever put any reputation into the property tax.
Yeah. I did a lot of my reputation into that, and also when I started off, I also did my standings. So I made my standings pretty high in most of the areas that I live. So in Ebonscale,
well, you have to buy a house anyways, right? You have to be like
you have to have a certain reputation.
You mean standing? Oh, sorry, I was thinking they're the same thing.
Yeah, I believe standing has to do with something where it deals with the NPCs of the game.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so if me and somebody was, I guess, going up against something like a contest in a vicinity where I own most of the standing, then I think I would have some kind of luck buff. I'm not sure, not entirely. So New World developers, if you guys are listening to this, is that the case? Like, does standing help? Because right now I believe I'm like 30 standing in like 4 different locations. And so and I haven't bought my 3rd house yet. I should have, but instead I bought a $5,000 bag that can carry 400 pounds, I believe.
Honestly, that's probably more important.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times you're out there doing stuff and you find yourself encumbered because you just can't carry anymore. And your guy goes from going like 10 miles per hour running to 1 mile per hour walking, and it's it is freaking hair pulling how slow they'll move if you're encumbered.
Absolutely.
I'm just like, F this. I'm just gonna drop a bunch of stuff. I don't care if I work so hard to get it. I'm not gonna be, because it's gonna take me. What would take me like 5 minutes to get to the town is going to take me half an hour now.
Exactly.
If I'm just walking.
And that also played a part in your teleporting. If you were heavy, it was expensive. I remember
if you exceed it by too much, you can't even teleport.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
That happened to me. I was like, I was literally right next to the teleport, and I exceeded it. I don't know by how much, but when I tried to teleport, it's like unable to teleport. Encumbered by blah blah blah. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have so much silkweed in my pockets right now. I need to get to the house.
Yeah, silkweed is heavy. It is heavy.
Yeah, it is.
And so yeah. So the grind is real in this game, y'all.
If you like it, you'll enjoy that.
You will love
I
the
think
aspect.
if there's one thing I don't like about this game, which now that you mention it, I can understand, is the mounts. I wish there were mounts, because even though there are ruins you can teleport to, sometimes these ruins are far from locations you're trying to get to, and sometimes these ruins are placed in such a weird place. What is that? What is something shores? What is
Restless Shores?
Restless Shores has one of the worst ruin locations.
Oh yeah, it's on top of a cliff.
It's like they're both on the side of the territory, but you could only get to it by going all the way the frick around these mountains, because there's a cliff. There's mountains right in the center of it, and you can't cross the mountains because you can't climb these rocks.
Right.
So to get to where those ruins are, or where anything is, you have to go through this area. It's just so bad.
There was nothing about shores up there. So
Yeah.
you guys know.
That was probably my least favorite place to do stuff, because it was just so out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And anything in between was too far away from the town and too far away from the ruins.
That's funny that you say that you didn't like the cliff part of Restless Shores. It's funny, once you brought that up, I was like, oh yeah, that was the most inconvenient area, because not only did you have to go through that I guess bridge to the cliff, you had to fight an entire group of bad guys before you got to get to the halfway point.
Right.
Sometimes though, when you and I were about level 48 to level 55, we had to go past it. So we have to not only fight those guys, then we have to fight the guys that we passed before.
Oh, to get to the expedition.
Get to the expedition.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah. And the expedition was elite.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It was such. I didn't realize how nuts that was until later on. But now that we're all level 60s, most of us can solo like the front half alone.
Yeah.
And so like.
Although I will tell you, like, if you're looking for what's this thing right below silkweed?
Hemp.
Mm-hmm. If you're looking for a good hemp location, Restless Shores is the spot, bro. I thought the place we used to go
Windsward?
I thought Windsward was it. Nah, man. Restless Shore has a hemp bush every 2 feet, and by the time you reach the end, the first ones have already appeared.
Uh-huh.
And you can just go back and do the whole line again. You will collect, and it's in a space that is like 300 meters a distance, and you have like 100 hemp. You can collect up to like 300 to 400 hemp just right there. Just
I was just saying 100 hemp. I was like
100. Well, I was gonna say
gives you like 60.
Yeah, 100 hemp like bushes or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get silkweed in between. So if you're looking for silkweed,
wow.
Yeah, it is the spot.
You know what's funny? I found a spot for silkweed. Well, 2 spots. There's one in Shattered Mountain, and then there's one in Ebonscale, South Ebonscale.
Yeah.
And there's a little farm of silkweed. And I'm just like, yo, that's a lot. I was like, I don't need this, but.
And if just in case everybody's wondering, what do you need hemp for? I mean, what do you need?
Yeah, I know, right? No.
No, but seriously, okay, this is a game. Get your heads out of the gutter.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
This is serious.
Game. You make clothes. You make linens out of hemp. So you need a bunch of hemp to make fibers, because you need the fibers from the hemp. And those fibers that are then used to make linen, that are then used for all kinds of
things like armor.
Yeah, it's so
things like booty shorts. You know what I mean?
Shorts.
Whatever you think is appropriate for your character.
Right.
I don't know about the booty shorts, but it was definitely needed to be in that statement.
People all the time. Sometimes people have like little nude parties. Well, they're not really nude because
they're
you can't
not,
be naked.
Yeah.
But like they're just in their underwear.
And they like to dance on fountains.
Yeah,
specifically
it's a thing apparently.
Yep. It was.
I was never invited to any of those parties, but
me neither.
I have seen them from a distance.
From a distance, no. And so the game is there. It has its flaws. Like there are great things that you can do within the game that involves multiple people, like 20 to 40 people. There's something called Outpost Rush, right? Mm-hmm. Outpost Rush.
Yeah.
And that's where it's faction against faction, and you guys just basically play a game of capture the flag.
Or more like domination, right? Where you control, you're controlling like areas, and you have to hold it for so long to get points or whatever.
Yeah,
it was fun. I enjoyed it,
and it can get even better. It all depends on your team.
Yeah.
So in between, there is a boss that shows up every 14 minutes. And this boss locks the opponent's score making.
Yeah.
So if you guys are both scoring and you guys are about 500 to 450, if the person at 450 defeats the boss, you're stuck at 500 until it is released. I forgot how long it's frozen for. I think it's until the next monster comes back, which I don't think it's 14 minutes. I think it might be actually shorter than that, like maybe 4 minutes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you're just trying to control it. So that's one way to beat it. And then there's also, you can summon certain things. Like someone summoned a brute during an outpost rush.
Oh, really?
And I was just like, yo, why is this thing in this game? And then I realized my team also busted out a brute. And I was just like, okay, this is cool. And so, and then someone had, they had ghosts, they had bears just protecting their areas. I was just like, this game is nuts. All right. So that's why I think the PvP or the multiplayer section of it is flawless. But I mean, well, not flawless. It is just, it's gold. Okay.
It's fun.
Yeah. And then other than the outpost rush, there's also invasions. Now invasions. Okay. All right.
Oh, then he's getting ready.
Invasions, right?
He's set up and everything.
I'm ready. So invasions, you can do with any faction. You guys are just all in one group. So the invasions are to protect the city itself, not so much for the factions like Syndicate, Covenant, or Marauders. It is to protect the city.
The main bad guys. I guess we forgot to mention this. The main bad guys in the game are the corrupted, right? It's this thing that is corrupting the world, right? So during invasions, all the factions come together to protect whatever town is being attacked by the corrupted, and it gets intense, right? I mean,
exactly. It's like a Power Ranger crossover series.
And there's 3 different levels. I don't know if you knew this, but there are 3 different levels. If you look over the maps, it'll show you like little markers. And if it shows 1 marker, it's an easier invasion. 2 markers is medium, and 3 is hard. I think all of them are now 3 for whatever reason, because I've never played a 1, and and it makes you want to. I have not yet won one invasion yet. Every invasion I've been part of, I've been demolished.
Really? Oh, yes. Wow. Okay. I have won a couple, but it's been a while. I was on like a lot losing streak before. Like,
before you won, say, "Oh, that felt good." I mean, either way, you you win stuff. You get like gold or A's off out of it. I don't know if you get gold. Do you get gold?
You get 630 gold.
Nice. I don't know what you get when you win because I haven't won one yet, but I'm sure it's a lot more.
Yeah, you definitely get. Yeah, you not only does it help, but it also it upgrades the stations inside the city.
Right, and if you lose, it downgrades them.
It downgrades them. Yes.
There's a lot of downgraded stuff these days.
Yeah, it's hard to find a level 5 arcane station.
Yeah, and that's the max level for all the stations is tier 5.
Yeah. Tier 5 is the highest. And like right now, Ebonscale, which is one of the stronger cities, their linen is at like tier 2.
Oh man. And the problem, I mean, if there's another con, but at the same time, it's what keeps the game balanced, is if the tier of your station is too low, you can't craft higher tier equipment. Like right. if you're trying to craft a tier 5 health potion, but your Arcana station is at tier 3, you can't craft it, right? So you have to kind of level it up. But the only way you can level it up is the faction needs to make sure that they're doing their job of providing enough missions for you to go do, and then making sure you freaking win those invasions.
Yeah. The invasions is really one of the hardest things.
So hard, but it's so fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the best part of it, okay, so I'm not a very big gamer myself, but I do love playing games. But there's a whole army. There's a whole army that gets together, and there's a Discord where we all kind of can talk to each other.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Now, when I did my first invasion, I didn't know about this thing. I was just playing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Me neither. They got rules in these things. They make them serious.
Yeah, these people that dedicate their time. Yeah, they want to play right. Anyway, I find the Discord. I log on, and then all of a sudden, the game just made sense. Like, like there's like, all right, okay, so there's 5 gates. Okay, we're gonna have group 1 and 2. You guys are gonna get gate A, 3 and 4 B, or and then 4 and 5 you're gonna get C. 6 through 8 you guys are gonna rotate. 9 is gonna be on the walls, and then 10 you're gonna be repairs. And I'm just like,
oh
wow. I was like, is that how that works? They're like, yeah. And they're like, all right, healers, tell us where the healers are. And I was like, okay, I'm not a healer. They're like, okay, so don't worry about it. And then just if you're a healer, just click H and the number group that you're in prior to. Now, granted, that kind of setup for the game or for the invasion only works if there is a crowned person in there. Now, the crowned person must be the owner of the city.
Yeah.
If they are not there, if there is no one there, then you're
in your group.
You're in whatever group you're in. However, if you're on the Discord, it helps big time.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah, and so you can't really move, but people can be like, all right, this healer, this door, and I don't know if you went into an invasion recently, but now each door or each gate is lettered, ABC. You know what I mean? So it's not just left, right, center, back. It's like ABC.
Oh.
Yeah. Or actually C, A, B, and then D, E.
Has it been? I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, this is awesome. So yeah, that's an invasion can be fun. Like, especially when there's a whole group. There was a fight in there. They're like, somebody went into the
like a verbal fight.
Yeah. There's like, oh, this person doesn't want to work together. He's not going to be in this. And then he jumps into the call with everybody else. He's like, yeah, when he starts being a baby, you can contact me. Da da da. I'm like, guys, like leave it out. I'll leave it in the game or something like that. Private message. Don't need to bring it up to everybody else. We don't care. I don't care.
Right.
I muted the guy. I was like, okay. Well, I muted the first half. The second half, he was helpful. He helped me with Lazarus, even though our team wasn't the greatest setup. But it was a 2 a.m. team, so what can you say? And so that was
what's
Lazarus. Yeah. Oh yeah, Lazarus. And also earlier we was talking about when Melia was playing against a boss. We have these. They're dungeons. All right. So the dungeons, similar to invasions, deal with multiplayer. However, it isn't 20 people. Where in Outpost Rush is 20 versus 20, and it isn't Invasion where it's 40 people. You can only use a whopping 5 players.
So I think a full team, like if you invite your friends and everything, you can only have 5 in a group.
Yeah.
So
and you can only go in one group at a time. Well, not one group, but excuse me. You will have your own dimension. You and your 5 will only have your own.
Right.
dimension.
You won't cross anybody else while you're in there. Yeah. Any other teams, that is.
And it actually that makes it good for people who want to play the dungeon at the same time but can't. There's an anime about a kid that literally did all the dungeons the quickest, and they would always cross each other and take all the rewards. So that's a good thing. But yeah, so Lazarus is one of the dungeons in Reekwater.
Oh, okay.
And it's tough. I haven't gotten past the first half of the boss.
Dang. Yeah. I don't think I haven't done Lazarus. I know you've been asking me to do it, and you keep telling me like I need to level up.
Yeah.
Because that one's gonna be a boss. Both physically, literally speaking, and metaphorically.
Yeah, man. Trying to get past that first person it's still tough. I died. Did it tell you I ran off the map? on accident.
How did you do that?
Oh my god! Okay. So like, they have a power. The boss has a power where she emits like this explosion thing, and you don't want to be in its AOE, so you run outside. Now she's on like this little island, so there's a bridge that you go across to get on that island. Then the bridge disappears, so now it's just an island floating with the exit behind her. She's normally there the whole time, so when she's emitting this thing, you just kind of run out. I ran out, but I ran out too fast. I did a double roll, 1, 2, and then I ran off. And then I died. I was like, no way. I fell off the map. And they're like, oh. We were so close. Like, we were so close. I died so many times. I had literally 20 repair parts at the end of that one. Yeah. And I had a full 2,000. Yeah. I had a full 2,000 repair parts. I ended with 20 left. And everybody was like, yeah, we're not going to do this. And I was just like, no. Like, I was just so bummed. And yeah, so that's that dungeon. Then there's also the other dungeon, which is Genesis. Genesis.
I haven't done that one either.
Oh my gosh. Genesis, if you guys do that, there's also you need a tank. Like, you remember I was telling you guys about the boss that we needed a tank. My brother took a tank.
Yeah.
We need a tank. However, you need a strong tank.
Yeah.
And even though my brother is a pretty strong character-wise,
yeah,
that's just dealing with the boss. There's the other half where you also need strong DPS on the outside, because what happens is he creates an arena. The boss creates an arena around the tank. And then normally you're supposed to actually be in the tank or be in the arena with the tank and just start spamming the guy. However, you'll just get crowded with a bunch of mobs, right? And it doesn't bode well. So there's two strategies. People say to try to just defeat the first boss that one time, like just get him down, or you have the team outside defeat all the outside ads or mobs, and then you focus on the main boss. But he does it multiple times. He can make that arena twice or 3 times.
Wow.
If your tank's not on it, yeah, you're dead. Yeah. And yeah, I'm getting stronger slowly by myself, but I only go on like 1 hour at a time because no one's on really. But that's gonna change soon.
Yeah.
We just keep missing each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time, yeah, it's for dungeon work. I'm trying to do dungeon work because that gives us more. How would I say it? It gives us something. It's not necessarily reputation, but it gives. Oh yeah, there's mutated dungeons, and the mutated dungeons gives us shards, and the shards help with the expertise after your expertise is 600, depending on what it is on your body.
Oh, interesting.
So the shard, yeah. So once you get 600, then you got to get these shards, and a certain amount of shards can upgrade a weapon, and it can upgrade your weapon to about 625.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep, and it's definitely a long process. Getting the gypsums for it is kind of rough though, because I believe there's like you can possibly get like 12 gypsums in a day, and I think there's like 12 what is that? 12 weapons that you can grab, or not 12 weapons, but 12 parts that you can grab, like for bow, or maybe even more. I think it might be 25 or something like that, and then 12. You can only get like 12 of them a day. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, okay, I guess that makes people want to play it more. Then again, like it started off at 600, and then I think within the 2 games or the 2 months, it jumped to 625, easy. And then I see some streamers or some YouTubers, showing their gear, and I'm like, yo, they're at 625. All their stuff is legendary. I was just like, either they bought it or they had a lot of time on their hands. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like right now, I want to get everything just kind of up there. I want to build awesome gear for myself.
Right.
Like it takes a long time.
Yeah. It's commitment for sure.
Yeah. It takes. I want to get like I can't mine orichalcum yet. Orichalcum, you need 175 mining skill. I believe mine is only at 132 or something like that. And orichalcum is the strongest material as far as the stones go. So until that happens, I don't know. And a new dungeon has shown up. I don't know what its name is because I haven't seen it yet. So the Genesis was the the strongest.
Yeah, the ultimate one at the time.
Yeah, and then now there's another one. And I don't know if you know anything about mutated dungeons. Do you know anything about
No.
mutated dungeons? So mutated dungeons are virtually stronger than the regular dungeon.
Oh wow.
When I played Lazarus the first time,
Yeah.
we played mutated. And
Can you choose what kind of dungeon you're playing? Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
not just random.
it's not random. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you need the mutated key.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, we went in there, and then they're like, yeah, we can do a mutated. And literally, me and one other person stayed alive, along with the guy that, had the key. And we're all fighting. And then the healers, or the other two that was playing with us, couldn't survive. And at first, I'm just like, yeah, I'm strong. And then I died right after. And then I'm like, oh, snap. And he's like, oh, yeah, we can't do this. Because the person who was helping us, he was saying, oh, yeah, so we have to do this here, then we have to do this here, then we have to do this here and this here. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm doing it. I'm doing my job. And I was just like, yeah, there we go. And then I was like, yo, these guys are way too strong. And he's like, yeah, we're going to have to come back out. We're going to have to go out and come back in. I was like, all right. So we did that, went back in, and I was just like, wow, this is way easier. And then, yeah. And then
when you guys went back in, did you just went to the normal dungeon?
Yeah.
Like, forget mutations.
Yeah.
That's for a different day.
Yeah. I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, it's stronger. And what's sad about it, I guess what's sad about New World, I guess there's not a lot of players these days.
Yeah, it's my wife was telling me yesterday that it dropped from like somewhere like 300,000 that they originally started off with to now like I think it was like 20 or 30,000, which is a tremendous drop.
Oh yeah.
And I don't really I mean a part
it's
of me
like less than
understands.
1%.
Yeah, a part of me understands why
1%.
maybe, but they just need to come out with more content. I think if they come out with some like maybe new territories, new places to go and explore, I think that would help a lot. Because other parts of the game, like you were saying, like the PvP stuff and the invasion, that stuff is pretty good.
Yeah, it's epic.
The expeditions, which are the dungeons, are really good. So it is sad to see that it's dying so quickly, and I'm not really understanding why. But we'll be still on there.
Yeah.
Until they shut it down all the way.
Dude, man, it's such a good game though. Like, you know what I mean? Even though like the process that I'm doing is probably slow, I can only do like 2 things at a time. I could probably get like 3 gypsum, but if there's more of us, we could probably do more. Like, if you and your wife come down and that'd be help, and my brother, that's only 4 of us, right? Yeah. Maybe get Jay. I don't know. I haven't seen him online at all.
Yeah.
But he's saying he's playing this game called Age of something. Age of War or something like that. But it just reminds me of those mobile games like Clash of Clans, and I don't like those games.
Yeah.
Those are boring to me. I was just like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I feel like I'm just waiting. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting. However, my brother did show me a different side of that game, and he's all like, yo, it's all about your crown room, or your room with the crown and the throne, or your throne room. There you go. It's all about your throne room. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, okay, so when you do this, right, look at all the productions, right? And then you do that, just focus on that. Just focus on the productions. And then all of a sudden, I went from having like, I don't know, 100K wheat and food until he showed me that. Then all of a sudden I have like 2 billion food. And I'm just like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And so there's obviously a way to play those games, but that's not what I get. But anyway, I kind of, vented off.
This is about New World.
It's about New World and the homie Jay, if we can get him in and do a 5-piece chicken nuggets into these dungeons and into these, there's also arenas that I didn't even know about. I don't know if it's group versus group or maybe versus NPCs. It'd be doper if there was an NPC option. But yeah, you can just get more. And I also want to do more corruption runs where you go through the corruptions and just get more gypsums.
Yeah.
New World is a great game, y'all. It's a great game. I mean, I'm not going to say it's better than Elden Ring or anything like that. Elden Ring is just its own game.
Elden Ring is like intense. I've seen gameplay of it and I'm like, this game is just too much for me.
Yeah, I was looking at it because if you haven't played like games like Dark Souls, then you probably might not enjoy it. Like, but I do know that there's a lot of people that did love Dark Souls, and I know that I was interested in it. Like, if I had started Elden Ring instead of New World, then I'd probably be pretty up there in Elden Ring. However, I don't know how long Elden Ring is gonna last, being as New World was kind of like that Elden Ring of the time. You know what I mean? And there's gonna probably be more games, and I think that's one of the craziest parts or the downfalls to PC games, that you can only get on PC or uncompleted games. And it's because another game could be made and it could be the same type of game, where it's fantasy, RPG, MMOs, and it just literally just takes you from under your feet. So it is definitely a game that I would recommend, even for beginners, for people that want to play RPGs. And if they have a lot of time where they're going to, grind, right now is the time, especially for the kids, because they just got out of school. You know what I mean? So, kids
join our clan.
Join the clan, you know what I'm saying? Join the
Watership Down.
Yeah. Yes, and of course make sure you're active, because we're not very active yet. But that's just because we became busy, the world started opening up and everything like that. And so so I would definitely recommend New World. I like New World a lot, and I still play it today. I play it every day, actually, but only for a little bit. Just I wasn't playing like how we used to. Remember, we would play hours on end. We'd get on at like 7, and we'd have to get off at 1.
Yeah.
Granted, for gamers, they're like, no, I could do the whole day. I was like, well, some of us can't do that.
Some of us, our hands start to cramp up after like 2 hours of. My hands are not used to mouse or keyboard movements and whatnot.
Yeah, and sometimes my back hurts from sitting down for so long. Okay, there's some issues. All right, you gamers, keep rocking until you get to that, and I don't wish that upon you. So you know what I mean. And once again, we are not sponsored by New World or Amazon, but I'm down if you guys want to.
Right.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this episode. And I'm going to also let you guys know, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the Nerdy Volume Podcast on all other platforms. Also, don't forget to listen to us on Anchor FM, as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Spotify. We are all there for your listening pleasures. Does my voice make your ears wiggle? Awesome. Wiggle. Anyway, once again, I am Iz.
And I'm Leo.
See you guys next time.
Deuces.